Hey everyone, in this video we're gonna understand pro tips on compositions in graphic design. Wherever you search, most of the tutorials they would say to use design principles. But nobody says how we can apply it to our designs visually. That's why in this video I'll show you a complete process how to compose elements like text, image and other details. We're gonna be covering unique steps like purpose and idea, create grids and understand grids, placements of elements, review and finalize. From empty layout we're gonna create this design. Sit back, relax and enjoy the process. We're gonna move to the first point, which is purpose and idea. Before even opening artboard for your design, you need to know who your audience is and understand the purpose of the design. What results you are expecting by showcasing your design to the audience or public. We're gonna design a poster for Nike brand. It'll be about sweatshirts and hoodies. A minimal design where people see it and immediately interact by scanning the QR code and visiting the website. Now that we know the purpose, we need to gather the ideas. First, let's research Nike poster designs in Pinterest. Let me type Nike posters minimal. We have found a few good ones. We're not going to copy anything, just setting the mood so that we stay within the brand style. Next, let's create a rough sketch of layout and note what we can include in it. This is the layout size we are going to use. Firstly, I want a large image as a primary element in the design, a bold text for secondary attraction, and I thought giving a unique effect to the heading, a huge block shadow. Other details like text, barcode, and finally logo at the bottom. That's it, our basic planning is done. I've got a good direction to move forward and start designing. Now we have a plan and purpose for the design, and this won't be the final design. We might get good ideas while designing. This is a basic outline so that we don't waste time sitting what to add where in the layout. Now we're gonna move to the second point, which is create grids and understand grids. Most of the designers ignore grids. They say that it makes them limit themselves from creativity. And we can say that 50% it's true. But if I'm a beginner or an intermediate designer who spent a lot of time placing text, images and other elements, then using grids will help me to improve myself on placements of elements and understand good and bad layouts. There are many grids out there. Each grids are unique in their own style. I'm gonna show you 3 basic grids which is used by most of the designers. Number 1 is column grid. To create it, we're gonna make a rectangle. Select it and go to Object, Path, Split into grids. In this panel, just increase count of the columns. If you have more text to add, you can increase it. If it's less, you can keep within 5 columns. This is a most common grid used in design, especially webs, magazines and posters. It divides the page into vertical columns. You can place text, images or elements inside the column. Keep everything aligned neatly. It helps create a clean and balanced layout. Number 2 is Modular Grid. To create it, it's the same process. Object, path, split into grids. Now we're gonna increase both columns and rows. This grid is a more complex version of column grid. It divides the page both vertically and horizontally, forming modules like boxes. You can place content inside these boxes to create structured and consistent design. And finally, number 3 is Hierarchical Grid. This is a most customized grid. Go to View, Rulers and Show Rulers. You can click and drag the guides horizontally and vertically. Basically, the hierarchy grid concept is guiding the viewer's eyes from big to small elements. We have arranged the line accordingly. You can completely explore with this. You can see that I've left a bigger space for the main image and a smaller space for title. Finally, small guides to add text and remaining elements. To complete it fully, you have to draw a triangle and fill the space. This is how hierarchical grid is made. A free-flowing grid, not strict like column or modular grid. The layout is based on visual importance hierarchy. Large or more important elements gets more space. You can design based on how you want your viewers' eyes to move. For current design, I'm gonna use column grids because it's mostly used for poster designs. We are set with everything. Now let's start designing. I've added the column grid over here as we created it earlier. Now for reference, I'm going to drag and drop the sketch we created so that I can quickly refer where to add the elements. Again, this won't be the final design. This is just a blueprint. Things can change over here. So firstly, we're gonna find this huge image. Normally you can find these images in free pick. So let's search a man in hoodie, minimal. and you'll get a tons of options here. Most of them are free. If you're not finding here, you can also go to Adobe Stock Images, and even here you will find tons of options. After searching for long, I just found this one image which I thought it would really go well for my poster design. I'm gonna take this image to Photoshop and try to remove the background. So as you can see, we are inside Photoshop. I've removed the background by using object selection tool over here. This is a PNG image we're gonna use for the poster. So I'm gonna quickly export it. Now we are back to Illustrator. I'm gonna drag and drop the image. So we have the image over here. Next thing, we're gonna find a font to use. As you can see, most of the designs Nike uses bold sans serif fonts. It suits the brand very well. This font is called Crostan, similar to the one they use in Batman title. I've already downloaded it, so I'm gonna add it over here. For secondary text, we need something which is really readable as well as sans serif fonts. For that, I'm gonna use Helvetica. We have image and we have font. Now we're gonna choose colors. Nike designs are mostly used 3 colors or less. I really like this color concept where red and black go well with it. Primary, I'm gonna keep the gray color, something like this. I'm gonna duplicate it. I think with black, red will go really well. So I'm gonna choose red over here. Of course, we're gonna keep white. I think for now we can go with these colors. Gray I'm gonna be using for primary color, and white mostly would be for font. Red I'm gonna use to highlight things in my design. We have grids, images, fonts, and also colors. Now I think we can move to the next step. So now we have all the design elements needed. It's time to come to our main video topic, compositions. By saying that, let's go to the third step, which is placements. Of course, we need to know basics on principles before designing. If you want to know more in detail how to use design principles, I've added few links in the description. Please do check out. Since we have a column grid, our placements wouldn't be a big problem. Just that we have to keep hierarchy in mind. Let's start by creating a background over here. I'm going to use a rectangle tool, and then I'm going to pick the color gray. Let's move this behind, arrange send to back. Now let's change the grid color. And we're gonna select the grids and go to layers. We're gonna lock it so that it won't move. Now firstly, we're gonna place the image in the center, and then let's move this behind. Secondly, we're gonna add the title. So I'm gonna copy this font. I'm gonna type Nike, and let's increase the size and make it fit inside the grids. Now let's bring it a bit down so that we'll have a little overlap over here, and I'm gonna bring the image on top. Adding this layers, it gives more depth to the design. I think we can increase the image more because our primary element should be the image first. So I'm gonna increase a bit more and place it right over here. I think it looks well balanced now. It's time to add the secondary text. I've added a small text on the top. So one I've kept it left aligned, and the other one I kept it center aligned. Last one will be right aligned. This is a use of column grid. We can arrange it without any stress. Created a text over here which has a little description about the brand. We're gonna add another text on the left. I think the top portion of the layout is done. To give it balance, what we're gonna do is on bottom we're gonna add a few elements. As we have sketched already, we need a barcode and a logo and a text below it. We have the barcode over here. I'm gonna place it right aligned, and you can find this Nike logo online. You'll get a PNG file, and below that I wanted to add a text, Nike tagline. These two things will go together. I'm going to group it and place it right over here so that we have balanced with the barcode. We have completed 30% of the design over here. Now to highlight things, I'm going to add red colors. I really wanted to give depth to it, so I thought we can add some text on the top by using the column grid for the placements. I've copied the same tagline, just do it. I'm going to make the center text center aligned. Last text, I'm going to make it left aligned over here. And the third text, I'm gonna add it right aligned over here so that we have well balanced text over here. Bring it little to the center so that we have same distance from the top text and also the bottom elements. I'm going to add the red to few other elements over here to the logo, so that because the brand should be highlighted, right? We're gonna change it to red. We had planned to add a shadow in the title. Since I don't think it will really work out here because it will become more playful, so I thought maybe we can customize it. We can add a small doodle effect, which is so that what we can do is we can select the title, and if we go here, you'll have an option to draw inside the title. Select that, and then we're gonna change it to stroke. We're gonna choose the same red color. We are going to increase the stroke and then choose pencil tool over here. Draw a random curved line inside it like this. It's completely customizable. You can also increase the stroke and place it. As you can see, by using the column grid, the design is well organized and it saves a lot of time and helps to compose your design faster. And you can see that without the column grid, how does the layout looks? It looks pretty clean and pretty neat to me. Now to finish the poster, we have to add a texture on top. To do that, we can just go to Pinterest and we can search for poster textures grains. We can find all these textures over here. All you have to do is you can save the image, drag and drop it in Illustrator. You place it on the design, and then you have to go to opacity and we're gonna change it to screen, and then again go to opacity and reduce the opacity until your design is completely visible. It's not hiding. By using this, you can also see how the design blends together well, and you can see how well the design has come out. By pre-planning and using the grids, it didn't take much time to create a design. Now we have reached to final step, which is review and finalize. So our design intention and purpose was to keep it minimal and audience to interact with the design, which we have achieved very well. And also QR code added with a nice breathing space around it. Images placed in the center, which would be a main attraction to the design. The audience will notice image first, then move to title. Following that, move to small other details, and finally interacting with the QR code. We have come to the end. If you need this template, I'll add it in the description. It's completely free to download and explore. Finally, we're gonna end with few pro tips to understand composition. It's not about making your design look pretty. It's about how well you're engaging with the audience through your design and achieving the purpose and goals using your designs. This should be the first priority. Later comes making the design pretty and exploring with your own creativity with a bit of your unique touch. Finally, composition in design means arranging all the elements like text, images, and shapes in a way that looks balanced, clear, and guides the viewer's eyes naturally. If your designs are simple, clean, and minimal, or maximalized with a lot of elements, or maybe it's looking very fancy, end of the day it should serve its purpose. I'm gonna give a fun task. You will find a PDF document added in the description. It will have a task written regarding this video composition process. If you're interested, you can also design posters how I showed in this video and mail it to the ID added in the PDF. If I get more than 5 designs, I'll showcase the designs and make a review for all of them in my coming video. Definitely it's gonna be a fun way to learn. That's all for this video. Hope it was informative. If yes, please do subscribe and hit the like by showing your support. In this channel, I'll make things easy so anybody can easily understand and learn graphic design. Alright then, see you in the next one.